Welcome back, everybody. You are now listening to the Morning Grizz podcast, where we talk about sports in a raw and authentic way. Sports for the fan, from a fan. It's your boy Joseph, a.k.a. Jay with the Grits, and I'm back once again with my man Leon the Baller. What's good, Leon?
What's good, man? It's been a while since we've been in the studio, brother.
Man, and it feels good to be back in the studio.
It feels good to be back in the studio.
How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm excited about the show and what we're getting ready to talk about, so I'm feeling good, man.
It's a lot going on. It's a lot to talk about.
Yes, it is.
There's still some NBA to talk about.
Absolutely.
The NBA season ended with the LA Lakers winning the championship.
Man.
We knew it.
Get it.
They did it.
Yes.
AD and LeBron.
You called it in 6.
Hey.
You said they were going to win in 6.
That's what we do here.
Once again, Morning Grid's prediction is accurate.
Always. We're going to talk about some Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
The Dodgers won the World Series.
Man. Huge. That's huge, bro.
And we're going to get into some NFL.
Yeah.
There's been a lot going on in the NFL right now, Leon.
Yeah.
But the thing that we want to talk about right now, to start it off, is the LA Dodgers. Since 1988.
Yeah.
32 long years it's been since the Dodgers have won a World Series.
Yeah.
And just so happened that 2020 is the year of Kobe.
Yeah.
Who Kobe was always out there representing the LA Dodgers.
Always.
In his Dodgers number 8 jersey.
Yeah.
And the same year in 1988, just like in 2020, the Lakers won.
Yeah.
And so we definitely want to give a shout out to the Lakers, but yo, the Dodgers really did their thing. This is all about the Dodgers right here.
Yeah.
2020 champions.
They did it. They pulled off a 3-1 upset, right?
Man.
They were down 3-1, right?
They were down 3-1 in the NLCS.
Woo.
Right? Against the Braves. Came back and won that.
Right.
And now
they I mean, well, they won it in 6. You know, I thought they should have probably won it in 5, right?
They should have won in 5.
They should have won in 5 because of that big mistake that they made.
They should have won in 5. I've never even seen a play like that, Leon.
I was watching it, and like we were all around the TV. We were at a party, and we were all around the TV. All the dudes was around the TV, looking at the Dodgers, just hoping he can close it out. And it started to get a little shaky, and then next thing you know, you get a hit. They start making mistakes and errors, and I was like, oh, my gosh, cost him the game. Dude fumbled over third base, tumbled on the ground.
Right.
And from that point on, I was like, oh, my God, I've never seen nothing like that in my life.
Right.
I was like, oh, it must be for the Dodgers to lose the World Series after a play like that.
Yeah, but the way that the Rays celebrated.
Yeah.
You know, the way that the Rays celebrated afterwards, you know, with the dude running on the field, everybody chasing him around, it was almost like they won the World Series then.
Yeah, right.
Yo, it's just one game.
I think they overdid it a little bit. I mean, they ran like it was the end.
Right.
And I think the Dodgers used that as fuel.
Right.
And you saw that they put together a masterpiece in the next couple games.
Oh, my gosh. The Dodgers hitting was off the chain.
Yeah.
And one thing about the Dodgers is they never give up.
Yeah.
You know, the Dodgers are one of the most consistent and persistent teams when it comes to being at the plate.
Yeah.
When it's 2 outs, you know, when it's 2 strikes against the batter, the Dodgers always find a way to put the ball in play.
Absolutely.
And that's what the Dodgers did. Yeah. And one person that I'm really, really excited for is Clayton Kershaw.
Okay.
Look, back in 2017, the Dodgers are playing the Astros.
Right.
Leon, we talked about this when they played the Astros in the World Series, how the Astros cheated.
Right.
And it came out in a scandal that the Astros cheated. But they rocked Kershaw when they played against the Dodgers in the World Series.
He was throwing.
They knew exactly what he was throwing. So this year, to me, was kind of like some redemption for Kershaw because a lot of people said that Kershaw wasn't the ace anymore for the Dodgers. Hey, he's been injured. He's gave up a lot of hits, especially in some games that he should have never gave up hits.
Right.
He gave up some home runs that he should have never been giving up.
Right.
However, when it comes to true blue, and when you say it's time for Dodger baseball, on opening day, normally they're going to give that ball to number 22.
Absolutely.
And he's going to go to the mound. He might give you 9 strikeouts, 15 strikeouts.
Yeah.
You know, so Kershaw's always going to bring it. Yeah. To me, he's the true heart and soul of the Dodgers. He's the face of the Dodgers. Yeah. You know, for a very long time, he's their true ace.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then you got guys like Walker Buehler, who stepped into that number 1 role now as a pitcher.
Yeah.
But the guy that they brought over,
Yeah.
Mookie Betts. I was a little reluctant before, if you remember.
Yeah.
Because I thought Mookie might have been part of that cheating scandal with the Boston Red Sox.
Right. He came over and got a chip.
Mookie, you got your chip, man. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for the Dodgers this year, you know?
And Dodgers, like I said, it's been a long time coming for them. You know, they had to Kershaw went through so much scrutiny if he could even lead them to a World Series, and to see them win, especially in a year that is, I guess people want to say asterisk because of the pandemic, but I think that it's even more hard to play without fans and play without that energy. You know, my hats go off to the Dodgers. I'm just excited. The only thing I'm upset about is that we can't have parades. I mean, can you imagine what it will be like to go to a Laker parade and a Dodgers parade all in the same year in 2020? And like I said, I think it's a year that L.A. is still the city of champions. We did this for Kobe. The Dodgers did it for Kobe. It was just one of those. This is just one of those moments that we'll never forget because it don't come around often.
No, it doesn't. Winning a championship doesn't come in often.
Yeah.
You know, for if you're in the amateurs,
it's hard to do.
To collegiate level to pros,
hard to do. Yeah.
And you talked about Kobe right now.
Yeah.
One thing that is going around on social media is, check this out. It's a little bit of mathematics for y'all, just in case y'all need to know. If y'all want to get y'all pen and papers, y'all go ahead and get your pen and paper for some mathematics or pull out your calculators.
Right.
17 championships for the Lakers.
Wow.
7 championships for the Dodgers.
Wow.
17 plus 7
24.
equals 24.
Woo!
The Mamba.
Yeah.
Kobe, number
Mamba
24.
year. Let's get it.
You know?
I like that.
That's pretty dope.
That's pretty dope.
You know, so the legacy of the Mamba continues.
Oh, always. It's always. He's the heart and soul of L.A.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't care what nobody say. You know, the late Kobe Bryant, he's the heart and soul of L.A.
Yeah.
You know, his Mamba mentality, or go home.
And you talk about the heart and soul. Mm-hmm. What team, if you look at the Lakers, if you look at the Dodgers, what team has truly captured the heart and soul of L.A.?
Man, that's hard. That's a hard one. You know why? Because both teams are great.
Yeah.
And because they're both great, we share it equally. Mm-hmm. You know, it's all LA. I don't care if you're a Dodger fan or LA fan. You could just respect the fact that LA won. Mm-hmm. You know, we bleed LA. You know what I'm saying? So, Lakers have their fans, Dodgers have their fans. But then you see a lot of Laker fans jumping, you know, that are supporting the Dodgers, and you see a lot of Dodger fans that are supporting the Lakers. So, you know, I think it's a shared thing between the teams. Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's definitely a respect when it comes to Dodgers and Lakers. You know, both storied franchises. Yeah, and they've always won. Yeah, and you know, they've always come through in big moments, and this is one of the biggest, greatest moments you can have to celebrate. Yeah. By Kobe not being here in 2020, the pandemic, you know, this is something that really brought the city together, but it really united sports. Yeah, yeah. You know, all the way around.
Absolutely, I agree. I agree. I definitely agree because we needed this. Like I remember talking back, maybe season 1, that we need something like this to uplift our spirits. No matter what, we can get behind our teams. We could cheer, get our mind. If it's just getting our mind off something that, you know, that's bothering us, or not being able to provide meals, or losing our job, this gets our mind off certain things. And man, people were celebrating all over, man. I mean, when Lakers won, they were all out in the streets, and I know they get a little rowdy sometimes, but they were celebrating. And for that moment, you know what I'm saying, it was everything that we were going through was out the window. We had that celebration moment. And same with the Dodgers. Dodgers fans out there celebrating. And for that moment, we had a moment just to not think about the stuff that we were going through. But I thought that we needed it. Yeah. I thought as a city that we needed it. And it's been a great thing.
And I was one of those people that was kind of reluctant to have sports come back. Right. And we did talk about that, you know. And to see the things that you were saying about if sports comes back, you know, how it could bring people together. And like you said, you could kind of get lost in the moment and forget about what's happening. Yeah. You know, but one thing we can't forget about is we can't forget about the restart of the NBA season. Yeah. The season just ended, though, Leon.
Yeah, man, hey.
And they about to start back up again?
They about to start back up again. But it was great. It was great. I think the bubble might have been some of the best basketball I've seen out of the NBA because the NBA was getting a little soft, you know what I mean? But I saw such a competitive nature. Like, I've never seen it. Like, teams were able to, everybody had to lock in because it's only so much you could do in a bubble.
Right.
So you saw focus.
Right.
You saw teams really want to win. You saw teams coming together. I love the bubble.
So, I mean, do you keep basketball inside the bubble? Do you do that for 2021, at least to start it, or do you go back to regular play in your arenas?
I think it's based off of numbers.
Okay.
If COVID is still rising, the case is still rising, but we were not hearing about a lot of deaths. We're hearing about so much rising. Then you want to be careful, you know. But I would love to see them back in the arenas, man. Yeah. I would love to see them back in arenas. If baseball can, I mean, baseball is kind of doing it. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of doing it. They have cases here and there. I'm interested to see how the NBA going to do it. You know what I mean? If they're going to start doing arenas, having them fly different places, I'm interested to see how they're going to do it.
I don't think that the NBA would entertain that until they felt confident and secure about the spread.
Right.
And because when they were in the bubble, nobody tested positive whatsoever.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there were players that left the bubble, still went through a whole protocol of being checked to make sure that there was safety, and they didn't even get inconclusive tests.
Right.
You know, so everything was pretty much shut down, and it was locked in, you know, there for the NBA. Major League Baseball, you know, they didn't have the bubble at first.
Right.
They only had the bubble in the playoffs. You know, and over here, you know, with the World Series as well, that's when they had a bubble. Yeah. And then for 52 straight days, Major League Baseball didn't have a case at all.
Right.
Because they were all contained.
Yeah.
National Hockey League,
bubble?
They were contained inside of a bubble.
Nice, okay.
And so now you see when you have the NFL, Cam Newton, to name one of the major guys who actually had COVID very recently, right? The whole offensive line of the LA Raiders, or Las Vegas Raiders, had to be quarantined only because Trent Brown of the Raiders had tested positive for COVID. And so with the NFL, they're able to travel back and forth just like Major League Baseball did. Right. There were cases of COVID. So I don't think that the NBA would actually go through with not having a bubble unless they knew that there were, you know, some measures in place to protect the players.
Right. Yeah, I agree. But they asked, what's his name, the commissioner.
Yeah.
They asked him, and he said that they're not even considering a bubble.
Oh,
this
really?
Next up and coming season.
Okay.
So apparently, and I know that they've been getting prepared. Like NBA, one thing about the NBA that I'm learning is that they prepared.
Right.
So I know that they have some type of system going on that they're going to implement, but I don't see them going back to the bubble. I can't see it. I just can't see it.
How does the NBA prepare for the restart of the season? Because they're saying that December 22nd is supposed to be the restart of the season.
Yeah.
And then now you have some players that are saying, hey, wait a minute. We just stopped playing ball.
Right.
We just had this time that we were confined, and now you want us to play? Wait, we'll play.
Yeah.
But we don't want to play until January 18th, Martin Luther King Day. What you think about that?
I think that, I mean, this is what it's about. It's a players' league. December 22nd is extremely, extremely soon.
Yes.
And then you have older guys like LeBron, who's getting ready to be 36, older players that are in NBA. You know, and mind you, there are some teams like maybe the Knicks who's ready to go tomorrow. Right. Because they haven't played since March.
Right, exactly.
So you have teams that have not played, but you're talking about the NBA finals just ended.
Right.
These guys have to let their body heal. Not only that, then they got to get back in the gym. Then they got to get back into shape. Then they got to do mini camps. I think that if you start it that early, you're going to see a lot of injuries.
Okay.
I think, and that's one of the things that my major concern in bringing these teams that were late in the finals back, you know, especially like Jimmy Butler and all these guys that were banged up and stuff like that. I just think that it's too soon. I would love to see it. Don't get me wrong, or maybe play the teams that didn't go to the bubble. You know, give them some games.
That would be a nice tournament.
Preseason games and let them play a tournament, and then in January start the season.
That's pretty dope.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's pretty dope because they like you said, they were off from March.
Yeah.
So the teams that were there, what was it, like 22 teams that showed up? So kind of give the teams that were exited early, put them in part of that tournament.
Absolutely.
Right? And then the teams that exited
early, just do like a tournament for, a few ways, and then let them whatever y'all want to do with that. And then going into December or January, then start going to the actual games.
So if you play, let's say, if you start the season in December, right, you got to think about how many games. I think they want to do 62 games.
62 games.
If they're in January, how many games will they play?
Well, from the report, I guess the NBA is playing hardball. They say 50. 50 games. Because the ultimate goal is to finish in July.
Okay.
So because LeBron want to play in his last Olympics. Okay. So it's about that. Okay. LeBron say something, everybody going to listen. So even the commissioner is listening, and want the players to partake in the Olympics this year. Okay. So 50 games I think is a little short. I would say 60. Okay. Which it'll be great, but the one thing you're going to face is a lot of back-to-backs. Mm-hmm. And so who knows where that's going to put the Clippers.
Yeah. Well, look, hold on. But look,
because where the Clippers going to go with that one.
Because Kawhi don't play no games.
Kawhi don't play no back-to-backs.
And maybe that's why Paul George said that they counted this season out. Is because Kawhi only played half the season.
Bro, Kawhi took a vacation in the NBA season. Like, he just vacationed half the games. But
one of those guys is leaving, though, Leon. I mean, this got to be either Kawhi or Paul George. They said to leave.
They say.
And then, your boy, playoff Rondo.
Man.
The Clippers are looking into playoff Rondo.
Leave my guy alone. Leave my guy alone. And then, you know what? And just being a basketball fan, that's a great move for the Clippers. Yeah. Because we know that the Clippers didn't have a vocal leader, and you see when Paul George tried to be a leader, they kind of shut him down really quickly because they just not leadership. Now, if you put a guy like Rondo in the mix, a guy that understands the game, get Kawhi easy shots, get Paul George easy shots, it's a match made in heaven. They're gonna pay him, and then you're looking at Rondo from a standpoint. He goes from off the bench to a starting point guard again. Right. And so for him, it might not be money. It just might be that starting lineup.
Starting lineup.
But I hate to see him go, man. Hopefully Brian and AD can will him in. He'll take that $9 million, come back, and let's run it again.
Is it like a thing for Rondo, though? Like, so if Rondo, let's just say, I don't think the Clippers will have a chance to win next year, even if they have Rondo. But let's just say Rondo's that guy that could put the Clippers over the hump. Right, and kind of get them out the second round, which they haven't been past. Right. If Rondo wins another championship, he'll win one with Boston, Lakers, and let's just say he wins with the Clippers. What does that put Rondo? And that Rondo's your boy.
Rondo gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I just like his approach to the game. He is a hard worker. Even like I was watching on YouTube about him. Showing his crib, like going into a couple of rooms, and he actually have a room where he dissect games. He sit there in his movie room and just dissect games, get the footage, and he's just dedicated. I love his work ethic. I think he's a great player. I think he's a piece that I would love for the Lakers to bring back. Do not let the Clippers get Rondo. Will they be better than Lakers? No, but that will push them out of that second round. Like I said, he's just able to get people in spots where they like the ball. Yeah.
You can never question the intellect of Rondo when he's on the court. But one thing that you can question is the NFL. Leon, we always wonder what the NFL is up to.
They're always up to something.
We always wonder what the NFL is doing. I mean, because me and you kind of both put out there, for the second season, and you even said yourself that you might not even watch the NFL this year because the way that they've handled systemic racism, the way that they've handled the issues in this current society, that everything that we're dealing with right now, they haven't really put their footprint on it. It doesn't seem like it's sincere, and so, but I still kind of find myself like watching the NFL. I see games like the Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals last week. That game was off the chain, going to overtime. Yeah, see these games. Black quarterbacks going at it. Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, the emergence of him in his second year. Yeah. Antonio Brown. I love Antonio Brown. You're booming, Antonio. Just don't be acting up, and you won't have to be a part of Smack Talk no more.
Man.
But to see Antonio Brown kind of be resurrected and coming back to the league, you know, the Steelers are 6-0. But that's exciting to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, here at Morning Grits, we always talk about the cultural aspect of sports and how sports plays a major part of our society. Yeah. And one thing that still exists, in my opinion, is systemic racism.
Yeah, still there.
And I think the Cowboys have shown that it still exists in the NFL.
Yes.
And the reason why I say this, Leon, is because Dontari Poe is a nose tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. And yesterday, he was kicked off the team. Leon, they say he was kicked off the team because he's only had 7 tackles and no sacks this year.
Wow.
But who on the Cowboys has had any tackles this year?
None.
It's not like they're stopping anybody, right?
So you single him out. Okay.
Well, they singled him out, yeah.
Right.
And I think because he was the only person on the roster to kneel while the National Anthem was playing.
Wow.
So he kneels while the National Anthem was playing, and now he's cut from the team, but they're using the 7 tackles as an excuse.
But when has that ever had you never really hear about players getting cut from a team, especially a team that's doing bad. You can't point him out. You got to point out everybody on the team for one. And then you cut him because of his stats, only 7 tackles. To me, that's not fair.
Right.
You know, you're cutting this guy, and your team is just not doing well at all. Your overall team. Cut the whole Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
You know, restructure your team.
Seriously.
But you see where the dividing line happens. He's the only one who kneels during the National Anthem, and then he ends up off the team. That's seriously, and that's what we're fighting against every single day. Is systemic racism. It's not in your face, but it's there.
Right.
And because you made a mandate, I believe, that everybody stand for the National Anthem, and he kneels, you kick him off the team. That's just a racist card, and then he's black, right?
Right.
So you don't see him kicking anybody else off the team. That's not fair. So to me, the NFL just sickens me because it's all in there. Their commissioner guy, he does nothing about it. All the owners are rich white guys, old white guys, and they don't care. Right. Nobody's doing anything. You can't touch them. Nobody's making them there into the pockets of so many politicians, and it's a system.
Right.
And it's nothing that you could do about it. It's sickening.
And you have Jerry Jones, who always says that Cowboys is America's team, right? Yeah. So back in 2017, Jerry Jones had a statement that he made, right? And this is back in 2017 when, everything was at its height. Right, with Colin Kaepernick, and when it came out to talk about kneeling for the flag. Right. So this information I got from theroot.com, right? And so it was quoted that Jerry Jones back in 2017 said, "We cannot in any way give the implication that we tolerate disrespecting the flag.
Wow.
We know that there is a serious debate in this country about those issues. Wow. But there is no question in my mind the NFL and the Dallas Cowboys are going to stand up for the flag."
Wow.
Either you just don't get it or you just don't care.
Don't care. And that's but like I said, who's going to say something to these guys? Who's going to say something? The players try to make a stand. They get penalized. They get kicked off the team. So now you're taking the only power that we have or power that they have as players and saying it's either our way or the highway. Mm-hmm. Reality, everybody going to fall in line because they're cutting the checks, And, I that's why I applaud Kaepernick, because he defied the odds. He did what he had to do, and he didn't care about the money. Mm-hmm. And then he ended up getting the money back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just sad. You have to play under these type of conditions. You can't be yourself. And so it's just sickening. Man, football, man. it's not football. It's just the owners,
Right.
And how the systemic racism is still there. It's still alive. This disapproves it right now, and so yeah. I'm just upset about that. Sorry.
Hey, well said. Ladies and gentlemen, we are introducing you a new segment here at the Morning Grits Podcast.
Yeah.
This is a segment for the NFL season.
Yes, sir.
This segment is called Morning Grits Pick 6.
Yes.
Hey, this is going to be pretty dope, Leon.
Man, let's get into it. I'm excited.
This is where we get to highlight the top 6 games of the week.
Yeah.
So let's get into it for week 8 of the NFL season.
Yeah, let's get it.
Hey, game number 1, Leon.
Yeah.
Rams versus Dolphins. Your boys, the Rams.
Got to give it up to them.
They 5-2 right now.
They're playing well.
Defense is holding it down.
Yes, sir.
Jalen Ramsey's got some big hits.
Yes, sir.
Aaron Donald.
Yep.
But they're going against my man Tua. Tua's been a champion at Alabama.
Right.
He's a rookie. He's coming in to do his thing. Gets his first start for the Dolphins.
Right.
We're 3-3.
Right.
They're in the playoff hunt.
Okay.
Who you picking?
Man, I'm going with the Rams. Tua's good. He's good, but he ain't there yet.
Okay.
So, I got to go with my Rams. I think we're just an overall better team.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Next team we got on the board, Leon.
Yeah.
We got the Patriots versus the Bills. Hey, Cam Newton. Y'all know I love Cam Newton. Hey, but Cam Newton got benched last week.
Yeah, he did.
Right? The Bills are balling out. They're
Right.
5-2 right now.
Right.
The Patriots lost 3 straight.
Right.
Their defense is okay, but they don't really got any weapons on the offense. Who you got in this game, Leon?
Well, I'm going to take the Bills.
Yeah?
I'm going to take the Bills in this one.
Okay.
I think that they're, the Patriots are still trying to work out their offense, and they're all over the place right now, so I got to go with the better team, the Bills.
Wow. This is going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
My Raiders versus the Browns. Yo, look, the Raiders lost a couple. They could have won last game.
Right.
Our defense gave up some plays, right?
Gave it up.
We gave that up last week.
Yes, they did.
But the Browns, Baker Mayfield, and y'all know I hate Baker Mayfield,
Yeah.
right? But he balled out. He had 5 touchdowns last week.
Give it up for him.
The Browns are 5-2 this year, Leon.
Wow.
5-2 for the Browns. No OBJ.
Man. And my prayers go out to OBJ.
Yeah.
Man, but on the other flip side, he's hurt every single year. I think his value as a player is going down. I think he's not going to see no more big contracts because he's a liability risk.
He's fragile.
You got to expect him to be hurt every season. So,
Crazy.
Man, that's sad. He's a great player.
Man.
But he's been plagued by injuries.
Yeah. Well, who you got in this game, Leon?
I'm gonna still go with the Browns though, because Raiders man be coughing. They be coughing up. They can't bring it home at the end in the fourth quarter. So, I gotta go with the better team.
Okay.
I have to go with the better team.
All right. He's going with the Browns.
Yes.
You got the Saints versus the Bears.
Okay.
You got the legendary Drew Brees. You got the guy named Nick Foles. The Bears D has been solid. The Bears are 5-2.
Right.
It's not because of their offense. The Saints are 4-2.
Okay.
Alvin
That's
Kamara.
evenly matched. Yeah.
The Saints defense is off the chain. Yeah, you know what? That's a great perspective. It might be an evenly matched game.
Yeah.
This might be one of the most even matches that we have this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a really great call.
Yes, sir.
So then, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Saints.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Saints.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Drew Brees.
The Saints got a really, really stingy defense.
Yeah.
I think this might be a good pick.
Yeah. Let's go.
The 49ers versus the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Hey, this is one of those rivalry games. Hey, I mean, Russell Wilson. You got Tyler Lockett.
Right.
Throw it up, Tyler Lockett's going to go get it sometimes.
Right.
Well, actually, most of the time. My bad. He's going to get it somehow. My man pulls down one-handed catches. You can't catch him. He's in the open space. He's too fast. Then you got DK Metcalf, who's like Megatron.
Yeah.
My man is like a transformer out there, Leon. He's so big and chiseled, but he's so quick. You can't stop him.
Yeah.
But you got that 49ers defense.
Okay.
They're stepping up.
Okay.
The running game is doing a lot better. I don't rely on Jimmy G because Jimmy G I don't think he can really get it done.
Right.
But that's not my choice to pick here. It's yours.
Mine.
Who you got?
I'm going to go with the MVP candidate, Seahawks.
Okay.
I just feel that they're going to, Russell Wilson will get them to get them the win. I got to go with the MVP candidate.
Yeah.
I think he's a better quarterback.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, the game of the week.
Game of the week.
for Week 8.
Ooh.
In your morning grits, pick 6.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game.
Steelers.
Yes.
Versus the Ravens. Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson.
Right.
You got Juju on that beat?
Yeah. Man, I'm going to go with, I think the Steelers going to stay undefeated.
Yeah?
I think they're going to stay undefeated.
Wow.
I think they're going to stay undefeated.
That defense for the Ravens is heavy.
It is.
The defense for the Steelers is heavy too.
Yeah.
The Steelers got 26 sacks for the season. Right?
Right.
The Ravens, hey, they're not too shabby either. They have 22 sacks for the season.
Right.
And you going Steelers?
I'm going to go Steelers.
Okay.
I'm going to go Steelers. I think that they're, like I said, I believe in Big Ben. I think he's actually been one of my favorite quarterbacks for years.
Wow, okay.
And so he's been very durable. He's been very, he had his ups and downs, but I hope the best for him.
Yeah.
And I think we got to get him one.
Okay.
We got to get him one. Let's get Ben one.
Okay.
All
right. Well, this is your morning grits pick 6 for the NFL Week 8. This is a segment that all the fans enjoy.
Yes.
This is a segment that highlights your favorite athlete just really out there balling.
Yes.
This is a With the Grits segment. Leon, who's with the grits?
You know who's with the grits? The city of L.A.
What?
Because the Dodgers bring home the World Championship in 6 games. We are World Series champions.
Yes.
Not only that, but the Los Angeles Lakers.
That's right.
Bring home the championship. So it's Championship City in Los Angeles. It's the city of champions.
Yes.
I'm excited because it's haven't been done in almost 30 years where 2 LA teams have brought the championship home.
Yes.
So who's with the grits?
Yeah.
LA's with the grits.
That's right, Leon.
Yeah.
And you know who else is with the grits?
Who?
The fans.
Yeah.
The fans of LA.
Yes,
the
sir.
fans of the LA Lakers.
Yeah.
The fans of the LA Dodgers.
Yes.
And you know what? Just for good measure, sports fans everywhere.
Everywhere for LA. Yeah.
Y'all definitely with the grits.
With the grits.
This is the segment that all the fans love. This is a segment that highlights your favorite athlete just really out there doing his thing. This is the Doing Your Thing segment.
Doing your thing. Doing your thing.
Leon, you know who's out there doing his thing?
Who?
Corey Seager.
Yes.
Of the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yes.
Leon, this dude was out there balling in the whole playoffs.
Talk about it.
Yo, NLCS, MVP.
Yeah.
Set a record for 5 home runs.
Wow.
11 RBIs.
Wow.
In a division series. It don't get no better than that.
Does it?
Oh, but it does.
Wow.
Leon, he backed it up in the World Series. My man came through clutch.
Wow.
Game 2, Game 3, Game 4, Game 6. Leon, this dude was just like, when you needed it, he made it happen.
Right.
Game 4, Leon, he went 4 for 5 from the plate.
Wow. That's impressive.
That's very impressive. He's still only 26 years old.
Young.
National League Rookie of the Year. 2-time Silver Slugger.
Man.
2-time All-Star. And now Corey Seager is the World Series MVP.
You know what that means?
What's that mean?
Big payday.
Hey.
Big payday.
Give me that.
Man, he about to get paid. I'll be a manager if you're watching this. I got you.
Right?
Yes. I just asked 10%.
That's it. That ain't much,
That's
Corey.
all I need.
That's it. Definitely doing his thing.
Congratulations to him, man.
This is the greatest segment of podcast and radio history. This is a segment that all fans love. Hey, this is the segment that all fans like to do.
Right.
This is your Smack Talk segment.
Smack Dog.
You want to know who I'm talking smack to?
Who?
You want to know who I'm talking smack to?
Get him.
You, Justin Turner. JT, the man with the beard from the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Yo, Justin, why you ain't stay inside the locker room when you found out you had COVID?
Wow.
Leon, why he come back to the field after he got sent to the locker room because he had COVID, but he came back out? That's like sending the kid to the corner, expecting him to stay in the corner because he got in trouble, but then he come out. Like, get your butt back in that corner.
Man, yeah, that was a very selfish move. I understand why he did it.
Okay.
He wanted to be in the picture. He wanted to have his face in the picture.
Take a selfie in the locker room.
But it ain't the same. You got your whole team on the field.
Yeah.
Holding up a trophy.
Yeah.
Celebrating the championship. And you can't be in the picture. You've been third baseman all year.
But you got COVID.
You do got COVID.
And they don't got COVID.
They don't.
And they might have it now. We don't know, Leon.
Okay, at least he could have had a mask.
Something, right?
Yeah, he could at least have a mask. Yeah, you deserve what you're going to get on this one because you could have put all your teammates in jeopardy. But I understand and I respect that, but you should have been smarter than that, brother.
Man, sitting right next to Dave Roberts, who is a cancer survivor.
Wow.
So he's, prone to anything happening to him.
Yeah.
And so for him to sit right next to him, maskless, I just think it was, like you said, it was just... So it was a brain fart.
Yeah, he was. I think he was just caught up in the moment.
He was happy.
He was caught up in the moment.
Happy, yeah.
But I don't see how I could be caught up in the moment. I got COVID. I mean, that'd be going through my mind, right?
Like I got COVID. But I just won the World Series. But I got COVID. But
yeah, it's kind of like a no-brainer.
Like,
just don't go.
Do you stay inside the locker room because you got COVID, or do you celebrate because I got a World Series championship?
Woo!
But I got COVID.
He might not, you know what I'm saying? He might not get another one. You know, he wants to be in the picture.
He might.
Shoot. But he's going to get what he's going to get.
And you got some of that smack talk, boy.
Get it.